Hello everybody, thank you so much for clicking on this video. It's finally here. My final predictions for the Oscars 2022. Now the Oscar will be airing this Sunday, March 27th, and I'm always looking forward to the Oscar. It's a great big night to celebrate movies and all of the people that it takes to make a movie, and it's just a wonderful night for me. And I love the industry so much that I'm really here to celebrate movies here. So I'm very excited for the Oscars, and here I'm going to give you my final predictions. So let's get started, and let's start with Best Original Screenplay, and we have Belfast, Don't Look Up, King Richard, Licorice Pizza, and The Worst Person in the World. Now, I think this is going to go to Belfast, and here's why. Now, Kenneth Branagh is also nominated for director, and also his movie Belfast is nominated for Best Picture, and he's nominated here in Best Original Screenplay. Now, the Academy wants to be a little to spread the love amongst the nominees, so I think that they're going to give something to Kenneth Branagh here, and I think it's not going to win Best Director and Best Picture, so it will likely he will win here for Best Original Screenplay. So I can see a surprise here for Paul Thomas Anderson for Licorice Pizza, but I'm going with Belfast for Best Original Screenplay. So let's move on to Best Adapted Screenplay. We have The Power of the Dog, CODA, The Lost Daughter, Dune, and Drive My Car. Now, CODA recently won an under Writers Guild Award, so that's really good for the movie, and he has gained a lot of momentum recently. So I'm going with CODA here, but I won't be surprised if The Lost Daughter wins, written by Maggie Gyllenhaal, she has also a lot of support here, and I would be extremely happy also if she won in this category. But I think they're going to want to give something to Sian Heathers for CODA, and is going to win here for Best Adapted Screenplay. So let's move on to live action short. We have The Dress, The Long Goodbye, On My Mind, Please Hold, Ariana Kotsur, Take and Run. This is going to go to The Dress. I think this is the strongest short of all of them here, so The Dress is winning for live action short. Now let's move on to documentary short. We have Audible, Lead Me Home, The Queen of Basketball, Three Sons of Benazir, When We Were Bullies, and I'm going here for The Queen of Basketball, winning for Best Documentary Show. Now let's move on to animated show. Affairs of the Art, Bestia, Boss Ballet, Robin, The Windshield Wiper, and I'm going with Robin, winning Best Animated Show. Now let's move on to international feature. This is an interesting one. Lunana, A Jack in the Classroom from Bhutan, Flea from Denmark, The Hand of God from Italy, Drive My Car from Japan, The Worst Person in the World from Norway. This this is basically almost a lock at this point to win, and it's going to go to Drive My Car. Now, Drive My Car also has a nomination for Best Director and Best Picture. I think it's going to win. Drive My Car is going to win Best International Feature here. So let's move on to documentary feature. We have Ascension, Attica, Flee, Summer of Soul, Writing with Fire, and I think this is going with Flee winning Best Documentary Feature. Now let's move on to Songs, and this is a good one here. Now we have for Songs Be Alive for King Richard. We have Dos Ugurita from Encanto. We have Down to Joy from Belfast, and we have No Time to Die from No Time to Die, and Somehow You Do for 4 Good Days. Now I think this is going to go to Dos Uguritas, Encanto, and it's not really the most popular song of Encanto. The most popular song is We Don't Talk About Bruno, and it's going to be a live performance of the song in the Oscars, so I'm very excited to see that. But here, I think Lin-Manuel Miranda is going to win for Dos Uruguitas, and if he wins here, it's going to give him EGA status. He will have won an Emmy, a Grammy, a Tony, and now an Oscar. So it will be a big night for Lin-Manuel Miranda. But don't underestimate Billie Eilish. She has a great support in the industry, so I wouldn't be surprised if she won for No Time to Die. But I'm going with Dos Uruguitas, Encanto for Best Sound. Now let's move on to Score. We have Don't Look Up, Dune, Encanto, Parallel Matters, The Power of the Dog. Now I'm going with Dune. That Hans Zimmer score, it really is something else. It makes the movie even bigger than anything. Now, I think Dune is going to win a lot of the technical categories in the Oscar, and this is one of them. So I'm going Dune with Score. Now let's move on to Best Visual Effects. We have Dune, Free Guy, No Time to Die, Shang-Chi and the Legends of the Ten Rings, Spider-Man No Way Home. So I'm going with Dune for Best Visual Effects. I mean, the visual effects on that movie are really something else compared to the other movie here. It really helps the movie to a masterful. It's a stunning visual thing to look at. So I'm going with Dune for Best Visual Effect. Now Best Sound. We have Belfast, Dune, No Time to Die, The Power of the Dog, and West Side Story. And I'm going with Dune here. I read the sound is a lot of things that Dune is going to win here. Now let's move on to makeup and hairstyle. We have Coming to America, Cruella, Dune, The Eyes of Tammy Faye, and House of Gucci. And I think this is going to win The Eyes of Tammy Faye because the makeup and that on Jessica Chastain is really great. So she's winning for Best Makeup and Hairstyle, The Eyes of Tammy Faye. Now let's move on to costume design. We have Cruella, Zero, Dune, Nightmare Alley, West Side Story. This is Cruella to win. I mean, those costumes are really, they're really something fascinating to look at throughout the movie. And it's a movie basically about a costume designer. So this Cruella is going to win here for costume design. Now let's move on to Best Production Design. We have Dune, Nightmare Alley, The Power of the Dog, The Tragedy of Macbeth, and West Side Story. And this is another one of Doom. The production design really helps the movie to elevate the world building in it and make it look something immersive. So Doom for best production design. Now let's move on to editing. Don't Look Up, Doom, King Richard, The Power of the Dog, T Boom. Now this is going to Doom. I mean, the editing in this movie is really something that I admire a lot, and bringing along with the score, the sound, and the visual effect and the pacing of the movie, it really all comes together very well thanks to the editing. And also it really did a really great job in the editing for a 2.5 hour movie. I think the pacing and everything great. So Doom for editing. Now best cinematography: Doom, Nightmare Alley, The Power of the Dog, Tragedy of Macbeth, West Side Story. And this is going to Doom. I mean, the cinematography is something, really is something special about this movie. It's stunning to look at. And even though I prefer those great faces cinematography on the Batman he had done recently, I think this is Dune. Even I prefer his cinematography on the Batman. Dune is he did a phenomenal job here. So I'm going with Dune for best cinematography. Animated feature, but we have Encanto, Flea, Luca, The Mistress Visit the Machine, Raya and the Last Dragon. This is basically a lock at this point, and this is going to Encanto. Now I won't be surprised if we see a surprise here for Flea or The Mistress Visits the Machine, but Encanto is going to win best animated feature. So let's move on to best supporting actor. We have Vincent Hines for Belfast, Troy Kotsur for CODA, J.C. Plemons for The Power of the Dog, J.K. Simmons for Being the Recorder, and Cody Smith-McPhee for The Power of the Dog. And this is going to Troy Kotsur. He has won the recently awards, and he has gained a lot of momentum. And I mean, he really delivered a really special performance in CODA, really special, and he's going to win here. So Troy Kotsur for best supporting actor. Now let's move on to best supporting actress, and we have Jessie Buckley for The Lost Daughter, Ariana DeBose for West Side Story, Judi Dench for Belfast, Kirsten Dunst for The Power of the Dog, and Angelique Ellis for King Richard. And I'm going with Ariana DeBose. She has a lot of momentum going for, and her performance was just really extraordinary. Not only on her emotional scenes that she have in West Side Story, but also her dance and her singing. It really all comes together so well for her. So yes, Ariana DeBose for best supporting actors. Now let's move on to best actor. We have Javier Bardem, Being the Recorders, Benedict Cumberbatch, The Power of the Dog, Andrew Garfield, T Boo, Will Smith for King Richard, Denzel Washington for The Tragedy of Macbeth. And this is going to Will Smith, basically a lock at this point. He's his time, like I've been saying for this whole award season, that this is Will Smith's year to win Best Actor. He has three Oscar nominations with this one, and I think his performance in King Richard is his best performance of his career. And I think the Academy realized that, and he's going to win here. Best Actor, Will Smith. Now let's move on. Best Actress, we have Jessica Chastain for The Eyes of Tammy Faye, Olivia Colman for The Lost Daughter, Penelope Cruz for Parallel Mothers, Nicole Kidman for Being the Ricardos, and Kristen Stewart for Spencer. Now, Jessica Chastain has been winning recently, so she's the front runner to win here. Now, I wouldn't be surprised if Kristen Stewart won here. Now, I would be extremely happy if Jessica Chastain wins here. I think she did a really great job with her performance in The Life of Tammy Faye. Even though I think the movie is okay, I realized she did a really great job, but I think that's her performance, not her best performance. At least for me, I prefer her performance in Molly's Game or Zero Dark 30. But I think, yeah, she's winning here for Jessica Chastain for Best Actress for The Eyes of Tammy Faye. But don't be surprised for Kristen Stewart. And my heart is going with Kristen Stewart. But sadly, when I'm making these predictions, I cannot go with my heart. Although that person of that movie really has the momentum and everything to win. And here, so far, Jessica Chastain have that. But my heart is going with Kristen Stewart, and it would be a phenomenal job for Kristen Stewart to win here. I think her performance in Spencer is a game-changing performance. I really love her, and I think the Spencer is a better movie than The Eyes of Tammy Faye. But here we are in the performance, so my heart with Kristen Stewart, but my prediction, I'm going with Jessica Chastain for Best Actress. So let's move on to Best Director. We have Kenneth Branagh for Belfast, Ryusuke Hamaguchi for Drive My Car, Paul Thomas Anderson for Licorice Pizza, Jane Campion for The Power of the Dog, and Steven Spielberg for West Side Story. And this is basically a lock, and I'm going with Jane Campion for The Power of the Dog, even though I don't like the movie, but I realized that she did extraordinary work directing the movie. Even though I have some problems with the movie, I didn't really like it. I respect her and her direction that they're going for, and I think that yes, she has won recently in the other awards here, and she has the momentum right now to win. So I'm going Jane Campion for Best Director. Now let's move on to the final one, the Best Picture. We have Belfast, CODA, Don't Look Up, Drive My Car, June, King Richard, Licorice Pizza, Nightmare Alley, The Power of the Dog, and West Side Story. And I'm going with CODA. CODA is going to win Best Picture. It won in the SAG Award for Best Ensemble. That's an equivalent for Best Picture in the SAG Awards. And she won also in the Producers Guild Award. So I think CODA is winning here. This is basically, I can see The Power of the Dog maybe, but at this point all the momentum indicates that CODA is going to win here. And well, that would be a surprise that The Power of the Dog received 2 nominations. It's just going to leave the night with just 1 win for Best Director, and it will be the first time that a streaming server won Best Picture. It's not going to be Netflix, it's going to be Apple TV Plus. And even though Netflix has been spending a lot of money on these movies in all those recent years, to have won the big category Best Picture. It would be extraordinary to see Apple won. So I'm going with CODA here, and I can see a surprise from Dune or King Richard to win Best Picture, but I'm going with CODA. CODA is winning Best Picture at the Oscars. So those are my predictions for the Oscars 2022. Let me know in the comments below what are your predictions to win, and if you enjoyed this video, hit the like button, consider subscribe to the channel, and thank you so much for watching. Bye bye.